In breaking news this month, the Department for Work and Pensions has confirmed sweeping new housing rules that will directly impact millions of pensioners across the United Kingdom. For decades, housing support for pensioners has been a lifeline helping with rent, ensuring independence, and protecting property ownership in later life. But as of this month, everything is changing. The DWP has officially rolled out what experts are calling the most dramatic housing reforms in years, reshaping how pensioners qualify for support, how their homes are assessed, and how financial checks are carried out. And here's the shocker: while some groups will benefit, others may face devastating consequences: loss of housing benefits, stricter eligibility checks, and even pressure to downsize the very homes they've lived in for decades. If you are a pensioner, live with one, or are approaching retirement age, this is a story you cannot afford to ignore. Over the next few minutes, I'll break down exactly what the DWP has announced, who will be affected, the crucial differences for homeowners versus renters, and most importantly, what urgent steps you need to take now to protect your home, your benefits, and your financial security. Welcome to Pensioners Power, your trusted source for everything you need to know about pensions, retirement planning, and financial wellness. Here, we cover the latest news, expert insights, and essential updates to help you maximize your retirement years. Whether it's understanding pension schemes, making the most of your savings, or staying informed about financial changes, you're in the right place. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an important update. Now, let's jump right into today's topic. The DWP has confirmed that new housing rules for pensioners take effect immediately this month. The government says the aim is to make housing benefits fair, targeted, and sustainable. But beneath that carefully worded statement lies a set of tough reforms. Stricter financial checks on all claimants. Equity-based assessments for pensioners who own property. Reassessments for both new and existing benefit recipients. For the first time in decades, housing support will not simply depend on age or income. It will be linked directly to the value of your home, your savings, and even your partner's assets. This marks a seismic shift. Pensioners who once automatically qualified for housing help may now find themselves under intense scrutiny. The government argues the housing benefit system has become outdated and far too costly. Rising housing benefit costs now run into billions every year. Ministers claim too many pensioners receive support while holding large amounts of savings or living in valuable properties. The push is clear. Pensioners should use their own assets, particularly home equity, before relying on taxpayer-funded support. Supporters say it's unfair for wealthy homeowners to receive benefits. Critics argue it's a betrayal punishing pensioners who worked hard their whole lives to buy a home, only to be told in retirement that their property is now a resource to be used before they can get help. Not all pensioners will feel the changes equally, but some groups are in the crosshairs. Pensioners renting in private housing face tougher eligibility checks. Pensioners who own homes outright could lose access to housing benefits. Couples with joint property ownership will have combined assets assessed. Anyone receiving pension credit alongside housing benefit will face fresh scrutiny. Put simply, the most vulnerable are those heavily reliant on housing support, but even homeowners who thought they were secure may now find themselves at risk. Perhaps the biggest shock is reserved for pensioners who own their homes. Traditionally, those with low incomes but who owned property could still qualify for help. Under the new rules, however, home value will be counted as a financial resource. Pensioners may be encouraged or pressured to downsize. Equity could be used against them when applying for housing help. Some may see benefits reduced or cut entirely. For many, their home isn't just an asset, it's their family's legacy, their security, their comfort in later years. Now, they face the painful reality that keeping that home may reduce or remove their entitlement to support. For pensioners who rent, the rules are a double-edged sword. Private renters will face more rigorous checks, requiring detailed proof of rent. Benefit caps may rise slightly in high-rent areas, offering some relief. Social housing tenants may see protections remain largely unchanged. But the danger is clear: delays in processing, stricter scrutiny, and the risk of losing out if paperwork isn't perfect. Renters could either benefit from better targeting or find themselves blocked by red tape. One of the most dramatic changes affects pension credit. Until now, pension credit often acted as a golden ticket, opening the door to extra housing support. That door is now closing. Pension credit claimants will face dual checks to prevent overlap. Savings and property ownership will be reassessed. Couples could lose out if their combined assets push them over thresholds. The DWP admits some pensioners will lose out, but insists this is necessary to prevent overpayments. In reality, it means pension credit is no longer a guaranteed pathway to housing help. Perhaps the most controversial part of the reform is the deep dive into pensioners' finances. Regular bank balance checks for claimants. Cross-referencing property ownership with HMRC and the Land Registry. Savings thresholds that could instantly reduce or cancel benefits. Longer delays as these checks are carried out. For pensioners who've carefully saved a small emergency fund, this could be devastating. What was once a safety net may now count against them. The government has openly admitted that part of this reform is to encourage downsizing. The argument? Too many pensioners live in larger homes than they need, while younger families struggle to find housing. Incentives may be offered for those who downsize. Larger properties may see reduced housing support. Critics say this is a backdoor property tax on the elderly. For many, the thought of leaving the home where they raise their children isn't just financial, it's deeply emotional. And yet, the DWP's message is clear: downsize or face reduced support. Unsurprisingly, these rules have triggered outrage. Pensioner groups call the reforms deeply unfair. Charities warn they could increase homelessness among the elderly. MPs from across the political spectrum are demanding a review. But despite the backlash, the government appears determined to push forward, leaving pensioners uncertain, worried, and in some cases, frightened for their futures. So what should you do if you or a loved one could be affected? Review your benefits immediately. Don't wait for payments to stop. Check how home equity could affect your claims. Ensure your financial records are accurate and up to date. Contact the DWP for guidance before changes hit. Seek independent financial advice if you're unsure where you stand. Preparation is everything. Waiting until your housing support is cut off could be a financial disaster. Thank you for watching Pensioners Power. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you in the next video with more insights on the issues that affect the UK. Take care, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for all the latest updates.